Hey Sam, happy Sunday. As is typical, I'm very tired. I don't even know why. I slept pretty well last night. Yesterday was a Saturday, I was fine on Saturday, and then I slept for 10 hours, and now I'm so tired today, and I don't know why, and fucking hell. But I will try to record an actual 5-minute long video, because I need to do at least one of these a week, and it's not that bad. I'll live. What did I do today? I went to the zoo with a friend. We checked out the Lincoln Park Zoo, which was free, which was very silly. I didn't actually like it very much. It was a little bit sad. Like, normally I very much enjoy the zoo, and I'm not super bit worried about like the animal, but they all seemed so sad, and all the enclosures were so small. And they had a lion, and then the area was like not very big, and they had like a bunch of other animals in very tiny, small areas, and I felt very sad. I don't know. I need to check out the Philadelphia Zoo again when I get home and figure out if it's. Maybe I'll see some photos of it first to figure out if it's all zoos that seem miserable for the animals or just this one. But I don't know. It was like a worrying experience. It felt off. Like the animals didn't seem happy. Whatever. What else? I watched some Vlogbrother videos. Oh, and Hank Green said a truly incredible quote that I feel the need to comment on and praise because it is very good. It was something, I forget exactly what he was talking about, but said that the basic line was, "Who will get it but those who want it the most, and who will want it the most but the broken?" And I forgot if I was talking about fame, or like political power, or wealth, or money, but it's a damn good line. And it's very true, actually. Yeah. Other things. Oh, I was having a fun discussion with some friends about if we were talking about the quant firms and how they had this someone online had made this chart of like on one hand was how much you have to work and how much stress there is, and on the other hand the pay, and it made it look like it was very highly correlated. It was like almost a straight like a diagonal line. And very conveniently that chart left off a few companies. Actually left off a lot of companies. And my main point was that I figured that this was utter nonsense. That there's in fact zero correlation between how many hours you have to work and like how stressful the job is and how much you get paid. And obviously, that's sort of an example I can sort of look into within the industry of how it's utter nonsense and how you compare Citadel to Jane Street, where Citadel has way worse hours and I think lower pay than Jane Street. And obviously, and then you look at the side of quant, like an investment banking that is lower pay than all of quants and way worse hours. And then, of course, you got fucking, like, construction workers. Or, like, minimum, or, like, fucking fast food employees. Or, the people next doors who almost certainly work much harder than most of us and get paid much, much less. And seemingly, there's basically, actually, almost no correlation between how hard someone works and how much money they make. If you sort of want to slightly improve, you could add a third axis of how hard you have to work, how much money you make, and then sort of like the third axis, you make it like a 3D of how hard it is to get that job. And this at least has slightly better predictive power. But I think the moral of the story is that working hard doesn't actually make you more money, really. Yeah. Something, that's not how capitalism works. The amount you get paid is basically how much others are willing to pay you, and how much of the market and how competitive it is. And so, in some sense, being a hard worker makes you, more valuable as a worker, and therefore, there are less people who are willing to work 12-hour days than 10-hour days. And there's some small amount of premium for that, of course. But, like, that premium, the number of people willing to work 12-hour days to 10-hour days, it's like, probably some large, 30% of the population is willing to work these insane, brutal hours, maybe even more than that. And compare that to the, what percent of the population has a college degree, what percent has X, Y, and Z. And, what percentage of people have rich parents, and what percentage of people have, whatever. I guess that's all I have to say today, and I'm about to run out of time, so I'll try to see you on Wednesday, and hopefully it'll be more than a 30-second video, but who knows. Bye, brother.